I'm Michelle Edelson, and my project is entitled Protect This House, 3 Words That Have Become One Movement, which focuses on Under Armour and its marketing strategy. So a little background just to explain how I got into this project. I'm a psychology major with an entrepreneurship and management minor, and I have a passion for sports, exercising, looking good while doing it, and I absolutely love marketing. So I talked with a fellow who graduated last year and actually decided to research Under Armour because it's located in the Inner Harbor, so just a couple miles away from here, and it's one of the fastest growing and most successful brands and companies in the industry. So I figured it'd be really interesting to get to know more about it and do a deep dive into what makes its marketing strategy so effective. So a couple questions that I asked to kind of go more deeper into it were, how did Under Armour become what it is today? What strategies does Under Armour use in terms of its marketing? What is Under Armour's marketing culture like? And how does its corporate culture permeate into its marketing strategy? So, for those who are a little unfamiliar with Under Armour's history, it started in 1996 with Kevin Plank having a dream to make a t-shirt that would wick away his sweat. As a football player at University of Maryland, he hated starting the game with a dry cotton t-shirt and ending with a really wet-soaked, heavy t-shirt that would slow down his performance and speed. And it has completely grown over the last 19 years and actually is number 2 in sportsmaker gear in the United States at the end of 2014. So it officially has beaten Adidas and is now number 2 to Nike. So this just kind of gives you a little bit of a history of some of their highlights throughout the years. I also have it on my poster, so you can come by after. And through my research, I was able to interview with executives at Under Armour. I was able to talk with store managers, social media managers. I was able to talk to the creative directors of their most recent women's campaign, I Will What I Want, and really do a deep dive into what the brand stands for. So the DNA of Under Armour is passion of sport and innovation, and Kevin Plank has a story to tell. So as I said before, he was a sports player at University of Maryland, and everything that he does stems from the athletic culture. So he doesn't refer to any of his employees as employees, they're all teammates. Same within the store. When I went up to ask a store manager questions, she said, "Oh, that's my teammate over there." They have team huddles rather than meetings, and their whole core value is respecting each other. So their initial marketing strategy obviously was word of mouth since they had a $0 budget. So Kevin Plank essentially made the shirts, sent them to his buddies who went to play professional football, said passes out in the locker room, and the story got out that real athletes wore Under Armour under their uniforms, which were sponsored by other sports companies. And so just to give you some comparison from where it started to where it is now, their current marketing budget as of 2014, so it's a little different right now, but is $330 million, and that was a 34% increase from 2013. So exciting stuff. Obviously, with that being said, this comes with some controversy at times. So their most recent controversy, if any of you are familiar, was at the 2014 Sochi Olympics with the U.S. men's speed skating uniform. So they made the Mach 39, which used the same aerodynamic technology as fighter jets and had heat vents to keep the athletes cool. But unfortunately, the U.S. team wasn't medaling. They blamed Under Armour because it's easy to blame the company rather than the athletic ability or leadership. And Under Armour came back and said that they tried what they could. They tried to be successful as they could. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for either side, especially because this was a way to kind of grow within the international market. And they accepted it, and they said, you know what, this is no better story than the American story, or nothing more American than getting knocked down and coming back bigger, better, and stronger, which is what they did, as we saw, finishing 2014 with a bang. So with that, though, my deep dive really looked into their marketing strategy, and I found there are 3 main pillars to Under Armour's marketing strategy. The first is storytelling. So as I said before, Under Armour is a great story to tell, and they've woven that through all their different facets of the brand. So they have holidays, that's what they refer to as campaigns. So there's one at Super Bowl time, Thanksgiving, back to school, and Thanksgiving. And within their 2 different main aspects of their brand, in-store and campaigns, they utilize storytelling. So there's consistency throughout all stores because everything stems from corporate. Corporate gives them all of the different details. And stores are really organized by the way that the activities that people do. So you walk in and you'll start with the running, you'll go to the yoga, and then towards the lifestyle, which I'll get in a second. Campaigns are similar in the storytelling sense as well. So as you may know, sometimes people have campaigns with people that are super famous. Under Armour really tries to stay away from fame. They pick people who have a real and relatable story. So if anyone is familiar with the I Will What I Want campaign, and Misty Copeland being the face of that, she was a ballerina who started at 13, and she was told that her body was not the right type and she was too old to get into ballet. Now she's a world-class ballerina who is one of the best in her field, and that's really what Under Armour tries to do. They try to take people who have a real story to tell it to the consumers to connect with the consumers, which takes me to my second pillar, which is building personal relationships. So Under Armour doesn't want to talk or speak to their consumers, they want to talk with their consumers or customers. So in store, they'll act like they've known you for a while, and just to provide a little anecdote here, I actually went to visit an outlet in June of 2014 to do some of my research and talked with the salesperson for a couple minutes and then moved on to talk to the manager to kind of get a better idea about the store and things like that. And when I went back in December 2014, so 6 months later, I walked in and he was the first person I saw. I barely recognized him, and he said, "Hey, you're that girl doing research on us, aren't you?" So 6 months is a pretty long time to have people walking in and out of stores and to remember me. So I was pretty impressed. But also it goes to show you that Under Armour really does take an investment in their customers, and they really want to make sure that you're having a positive and comfortable experience there. And to add on to that, they also have brand ambassadors now, which is a new program they actually just launched, and that's to make sure that people who will go into department stores such as Dick's Sporting Goods or Sports Authority are getting the Under Armour experience when they're on the Under Armour pad, but not necessarily in an Under Armour store. And lastly, as you can see here, they work with athletic teams, so colleges, universities, as well as citywide teams or professional teams to connect with cities and other people in that realm. So here's the Orioles Stadium and then the Baltimore Ravens. They actually have a defensive cheer asking the fans if they will protect this house, and the fans say, "I will," so I have it on display after this. And then the last and final pillar is the lifestyle emphasis. So marketing apparel tends to be extremely effective when promoting sports apparel as a lifestyle product, and that's what I read as one of the most effective ways to market a sports product. And so Under Armour has really done a huge push recently to make it so it's more of a lifestyle product than just a sports product. So they've made more apparel that more is aligned with going to work so that you can wear your Under Armour under your work clothes or as part of your shirt and then go to the gym later, or if you're taking your kids out for a walk or something along those lines. But they've also extended to platforms to connect customers with their brands. So they have running clubs in New York and Baltimore where they'll actually take you on runs. They have snacks along the way, and they'll have trainers there motivating you as you go. They do yoga, so they've partnered with Charm City Yoga here, and they'll actually host classes on Saturday mornings where the trainers will dress in all Under Armour gear, and they'll do yoga classes. And then they also do different grassroots outreach, so partnerships with local stores, gyms, spas, hotels, to get the word out and to make sure that it's not just about being in the gym, but there's more to Under Armour and the brand. And lastly, they have the give back arm. So Kevin Plank believes it's really important to give back if you can, and he has done many different initiatives into doing that. So these are just two of their initiatives that I think are powerful and connect, especially to the Baltimore community for the second one. The first is Power in Pink, when in October all their proceeds go to breast cancer research. And the second is the Friends and Family proceeds that go to the Baltimore police and fire departments. And I did get that question earlier as how does Under Armour play a role in the Baltimore community? And I just want to highlight that they're very involved, so they're very active. They're always trying to find ways to expand. They're located right in the Inner Harbor, and so they're a huge part of this community and what makes this community so successful. And with that, thank you. I want to thank all these people, and there's some more names, but I don't want to list them all out. So if you have any questions, I would take them after this next presentation. Thank you.